So, you're chilling with CFOP consistently, but struggle to get under 30 seconds? I've got you covered. In this video, we'll look at 8 tips to achieve sub-30 at 3x3, along with a few prerequisites before we start. First, ensure that you master beginner CFOP. I'll link a playlist up here if you need a refresher. Next, you should know some basic finger tricks like wrist turns for the sides, index for the top side, and ring for the bottom side. Lastly, it's essential to have a good speed cube. I'm using the QiYi Sail 3x3. While it might not be the highest quality, it's still a solid choice for beginners and intermediate cubers. By the way, these are the recommended splits for sub-30. Cross in 4 seconds, F2L in 16 seconds, and last layer in 10 seconds. Got that? Now let's get into it. Plan out the cross during inspection. During 15 seconds of inspection, take the time to try to locate the 4 cross pieces and predict the cross solution without aimlessly looking for the remaining ones. Even if it seems somewhat difficult, you should have an idea where the other cross pieces would likely be. Develop muscle memory by doing a lot of solves. To explain what muscle memory is, think of it as typing on your phone. Initially, it takes time knowing where the letters are, but eventually you write words without having to find them. For cubing, it's the same concept. You should be able to recognize the case and solve it quickly without pausing to think. For example, take this separated red-green pair across from each other, white facing to the side, and the same top colors. Instead of
okay, move the corners so this is still visible, hide, edge next to it, bring it back up, then insert.
But consciously solving pairs by breaking up into smaller steps won't make you slower. So the trick here is when you identify a case like this, try to solve it fast without thinking. Another example, we have a connected blue-orange pair. Once we know what case it is and how to solve it, just do it quickly without pausing. Nonetheless, this skill will come naturally by doing a lot of solves. Avoid unnecessary moves and rotations. As you're solving F2L, avoid carelessly moving the top layer or rotating, and even doing random sexy moves here won't do much. Rather, look at what you can see at the front and sides. Here I can see this blue-orange corner at the bottom and its edge on the right. Now I found my next pair without having to look around a lot. Learn how to solve pairs at the back. Sometimes there's a pair that needs to be at the back slot. You don't always have to rotate and insert it at the front. For example, this split basic insert on the front left, L prime, U prime, L. But if this needs to be at the back right, R prime, U prime, R. Simply visualize what you're doing for that pair. So we join these with R prime, insert it into the slot, and fix the cross. Here's another example with a joined pair that needs to be inserted at the back left. L prime to open the slot, bring the pair in, and undo. Save joined and solvable pairs. Occasionally, you may notice a free joined pair looking something like this. In the tutorial, I taught you to move the corner away, then R, U, R prime to bring the edge up. But instead of breaking the pair, we can bring this to the back and move the pair away so it can't be broken once we fix the cross afterward. Similar to the last case, if they're in the wrong slot, simply take these out, and it doesn't matter if they're split apart or not. Here's the next one. We have this edge on top, but the corner is stuck at the bottom. Instead of taking out the corner separated from the edge, going back a bit, if we do an L prime, the top colors of the corner and edge are the same. We can join these into a pair if the edge was next to the corner. So we move the edge to the front and then take out the corner to create a joint pair to be inserted. Master your last layer algs. When I see a pair of headlights, I know I need to do a T-perm. Again, you don't want to slowly do the alg as smaller patterns like this. Instead, a trick for this is to get the cube into a solve state and pick any last layer alg like a T-perm, repeat the alg, then increase the speed. But just doing this won't be enough because you also have to train yourself to recognize the case during solves. Additionally, try not to mindlessly turn the top too much. Finish OLL/PLL with algs you already know. In rare cases, you can solve OLO or PLO with algs you already learned. So let's dive into a few bonus last layer cases, starting with OLO. For this line case with a T on top, you want to hold these two adjacent solved corners on the right, F, sexy move, F prime. This finishes OLO in one step. However, if there's a small bar here, we hold it at the same angle. It's simply the last half of the Y perm. For this L case with a long bar, we want to bring this P shape to the bottom right, white F, sexy move, white F prime. And for the mirror case, it's the same alg but lefty. Here's the next L case. We have a square, a solved corner here with two bars around here. Hold the square on the top left, and it's just the first half of the Y perm. On to PLO, if there's a pair of headlights and two small bars beside it, if we do the T perm at this angle, we will solve PLO in one step. And lastly, for no headlights, and there are two small bars around here, hold the bar that is further to the left at the front, and when we do a Y perm, PLO is solved. Practice your solves with a cube timer. There are many options like CS timer, which is the most popular. I recommend using cube time for its minimalistic UI and easy to use. Hint hint. Not only does it have a timer where to provide a scramble for every solve, but it also tracks your improvement through time trend. So, by applying the tips I taught you in this video, you'll become sub 30 in no time. Anyways, take care and have a good day.